Shalom. This is Truth is Everlasting, Lion's Den. I am Yahweh Sap. I camp out with Lion Den, Hawan Ben Joshua in Jacksonville, Florida. But first, I'd like to say a prayer to the Father, to the Son, to the elders, to the Akims, and to the women and children. Ka Halayim La, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Bahashem Ha Roka Kodash Mahamath. In the name of Yahweh Shai, in spirit and holy and truth. The honors to the elders of GMS. The honors to my elder Hawan. Salutation to the Akims throughout the four corners of the earth. And to the women and children. Shalom. Okay. Well, being that my children are grown up, okay, all four of them, 2 boys and 2 girls, and being that I used to be a father, the Spirit moved me to keep an eye on what's going on in Maui, right? And the question that everybody has now is, where are the children of Maui? Okay? I mean, it's getting real serious that with all this technology that the corporations and the government want to show the whole world that they don't care about the children, and that they're going to do whatever they want to do to the island of Maui. I'm going to pray a little bit, and then I go into the lesson. Here we go.
On today's video, we have a lot of ground to cover in a very short amount of time. Videos about the Maui fire are being scrubbed from the internet at a rapid pace, so I'm going to be showing you a collection of what I've found so that you're able to see them before they suddenly disappear. Here we go.
Now you can't get in there. Now it's a war zone. Now it's like checkpoints and Checkpoint Charlie and guards and FBI and ATF and Army. These people have not been able to go back to their homes to get the contents of their safe. And I've heard rumors about who is rummaging through that. Again, I'm not here to spread rumors, but I'm just telling you, to not allow homeowners to go into and get their stuff is weird. To not allow press to go in there to get their stuff doesn't make sense. To not allow citizens like me to pull over on the side of the road and take pictures and videos from afar of what's going on. I can't fly my drone over there and watch the hillside for future strikes causing fires, or looking down and seeing what FEMA's doing. To block everybody out is against our constitutional rights.
There is now yet another extremely concerning situation taking place in Maui.
This is probably one of the most egregious things that they could do post-fire. Let me ask you a question. Would you rather have glue or ash go into the ocean? Here, just watch.
Looking at options of how to mitigate ongoing discharges to the ocean, we've decided to apply a soil tackifier, which is, we've chosen a product that is non-toxic, biodegradable, marine safe.
Okay, here we are on vinyl acetate. When you go down to the toxicity, one test in 2009 done by the Canadians that says it's safe, but then if you look here, it says in the context of large-scale release into environment, it is classified as extremely hazardous.
Okay, read it for yourself. Google it for yourself. Check out for yourself. Vinyl acetate, copolymer. But really it boils down to a common sense question. Would you rather have glue going into the ocean, or would you rather have ash? And 2, why are they really doing that? What's the real purpose? Some saying it's so they can lower the value, make it unusable, and come in and swoop it up, which is part of the land grab.
The University of Hawaii caught a green laser beam on camera for over 10 minutes the morning before the fire. This video has also been removed from the internet, but I was able to save it for you. Check it out.
Did you know that human trafficking, domestic violence, and rape of an unconscious person is a non-violent...
Able to save it for you. Check it out. One theory is that they were mapping their targets out so they wouldn't accidentally hit Oprah's house.
Well, why shouldn't you have a conspiracy theory when they're not telling you anything and they're purposely lying to cover for...
I also don't know why that's a conspiracy theory when you're just positing possibilities. Meaning, like, right. it's not impossible, and you're not saying that it actually... Oprah, I feel like, has better things. I mean, she does own a space laser, so, I mean, theoretically, you could... But
you can certainly see why people would conclude, Something's a little screwy here. Is there something more going on? In absence of facts and explanations, everyone has to rely on their own theories as to what's really going on in Maui.
We basically want accountability of people who are responsible for this, and they should be held liable for this. People should be held liable for this because this is gross negligence. We want accountability of people, that electric company, the police. Why did the police block people from coming and exiting? The police was blocking the road. Hundreds of people were backed up there with people in their cars, and a lot of people lost their lives. The police officer that was over there, he should be investigated. It needs to be investigated by a third party that is not associated with the government. People in Lahaina are angry. We don't trust the government because of what has happened. I'm an attorney, and I question, there's so many things that are questionable that has happened here. We still don't trust the government. We're wondering what's on those documents for FEMA. I don't know what's on the documents myself. And we're afraid to sign documents because right after that, the governor says, oh, I'm going to take the land. The state wants to purchase all this land. Who the hell does he think that he should get this land? This land belongs to the people already.
Okay.
The government is liable for this, grossly negligent, at least if not criminally negligent. They should clean up all that land, restore that land to the people who own that because they failed here. They failed. The government failed.
People are outraged, and Dwayne The Rock...
Stop right there. So as you can see, I mean, it gets even deeper than that, but I can only play half of it so I can do the lesson. It's getting crazy out there, right? And let this be a good lesson to all the attorneys in America or around the world that work for the government. You are only being used, and then you be turned loose. They don't care to take their own people out. The only reason you're seeing a lot of whistleblower Edomites coming out is because they're realizing that their own people are taking them out. Okay? So, of course, they're going to, start blowing the whistle. They didn't see it coming before? Well, they're seeing it now. And like I said before, the corporations that are using, if it's true, that they're using weapons to do these things, well, the corporations that are involved, they're just showing the whole world, right, the government, that they don't care what people think around the world. If they're going to come and want to steal and plunder and keep murdering, as they've been doing in the past, as written in the Bible, they're going to use the technology that they have then, right? But the more they keep sinning, the better it's going to be for us. Because when Yahushua comes back, it's payback. I want to go to Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go. And when he is old, he will not depart from it. Now, I don't know, because they're not mentioning the ages of these children, but I'm pretty sure that some of them were probably, 10 years old and up? Maybe, right? If they're 14 and up, and the parents did not teach them the truth, because from what I looked into, in Maui, you have a lot of 501c3 incorporated churches. Now, I made lessons before about Maui, and I said with scripture, right, not to trust these corporation churches. They have a contract. And since that lawyer that was speaking there, all he has to do is go to the courthouse and make a copy of the 501c3 incorporated church contract and give a copy to each one of the people, right? And I will say also this: do not trust a lawyer, an attorney. Why? Because they also took an oath, okay? And they stick to that oath. Believe me, okay, that they will stick to that oath. Just like the churches wear 2 masks, also lawyers. Verse 7, the rich rules, oh boy, here we go, over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. Well, Maui, what that's saying is, they're going to turn all of you into slavery. Put you into slavery. Because that's what the corporation government are going to do. They're going to want you to borrow their money when actually It's not their property, okay? They're ignoring that. They're supposed to be paying you with silver and gold coins. Not with Federal Reserve note papers. Not with digital numbers. Actually, silver and gold. Property for property. They're breaking so many laws left and right. No, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just going what Scripture has taught us and taught me. Verse 8. He that sows iniquity shall reap vanity, and the rod of his anger shall fail. Yeah. That's what's going to happen to the Elamites. Because now they're showing the whole world and to all the other islands. Right? Puerto Rico. Cuba. Well, yeah, Cuba also. How about Aruba? Jamaica. Haiti. Dominicans. They're going to turn into smart city. They want all of us to bow down to the AI, the artificial intelligence. Artificial means fake, liar, deceiver. And what a coincidence that the AI only do what the corporation tells it to do. The wicked stuff. I mean, everybody came out on YouTube that they call AI lying. And they want AI to be in everything. Huh? Even inside of us. Crazy, right? I want to go to Isaiah chapter 54. Give me a minute. Verse 13. Okay, here we go. And all thy children shall be taught of Yahweh, and great shall be the peace of thy children. But you have 501c3 incorporated churches, so they wasn't teaching the parents or the children the truth. They wasn't blessing them in righteousness. They were condemning them, cursing them in wickedness. And not all the churches from I hear in YouTube want to help, right? But they're not coming out on YouTube talking about the wickedness, right, that's going on in Maui. That's kind of interesting. How come the churches of Maui are not making YouTube on all the criminal activity that the government of Maui and that the government of America has committed? FEMA, right? Red Cross, right? The police department, the fire department, the electric department, the court department, right? How about the school department? Did they notify the parents that they were sending children home? Boy, it's getting crazier by the day. I want to go to Proverbs chapter 1. Give me a minute. Slakia. Verse 8. My son, hear the instructions of thy father, and forsake not the laws of thy mother. So what's that about? Don't cast off or away. Do not reject or abandon. Yeah, but once you start going to these 501c3 incorporated churches that you have over there, that's what you did. Right? You parents in Maui who were going to these 501c3 incorporated churches, so-called Negros, Latinos, Americans, and speckled birds, right? Taught your children to forsake, right, the truth of who they are in the name of Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, and his commandments, right? You got involved in that, what was the name of it, that you have over there, the volcano, worshipping of the sun, of fire, worshipping what they call a goddess woman, right? So look what's going on now. Now the corporations of America are showing how wicked they really are. Showing the whole world how they can take anybody's land, whether you like it or not, and that nobody can stop them. Well, be patient. Jacob's trouble is around the corner. It's going to get worse, and that's when Yahweh Shai is going to throw that monkey wrench. Verse 9. For they shall be an ornament of grace unto thy head, and chain about thy neck. Woo. Verse 10. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. What happened to the police department? Those who are from Maui, those who have parents, how can you allow the police department that you work for to block them and tell them to turn back, that they can't leave, and send them back into the fire? The fire department, how can you allow that they turn off the water in a serious emergency matter? And you're going to tell me that you cannot turn the water back on, that you don't know how to do that? And these are firemen that are raised and born, have family for years. They're from the island. And that you're going to allow that? And those who work in the electric company as well? Or in the schools? I can go on, but I think you're catching on. I want to go to song. Let's see, Song chapter 127. Give me a minute. I'm looking for it. Verse 3. Lo, children are an inheritance of Yahweh, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. It was given to the parents, not to the state. Now, yes, we committed a great sin. When I say great sin, you can put in the category of child abuse by putting your children through the fire of Moloch, right? Getting them a birth certificate, a Social Security, and then sending them into these indoctrination Edomite schools. So blessed are those who have been called to do the work of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So when we tell our people, the so-called Negros, Latinos, Native American speckled birds, to repent with fear and trembling, because we all have committed great sins. And Yahweh, through his son Yahweh Shai, has shown us the remedy, is showing mercy before he closes that window. And all hell is going to break loose. It's going to get worse than what we are seeing now. And it's ugly now. It's going to get uglier. Proverbs 17, verse 6. I mean, you can tell that they're blocking you from going out and about, because I've been doing lessons on Maui and I only get very little likes. Okay? So AI and algorithm is on the loose for now. Okay? Controlling everything that goes on into the internet. Verse 6. Children's children are the crown of old men, and the glory of children are their fathers. Well, at one time it was, okay? But I seen the reward of the so-called Negro, Latino, American speckled birds that are married to the day they get old and they're going to die. And their children are grown up. And what their children are tricked and deceived to do to their parents if the parents want to stay home and I gotta be careful with the words I use. Pass on to the next light. Okay? They have a program that they do at home. So I seen it with my own eyes that even if you are married for the years of age that you get old, if you do not know the truth of Yahweh Shin Yahweh Shai, you are still being condemned. Okay? So here it goes. Verse 13. Whoso rewards evil for good, evil shall not depart from his house. You know, you Hawaiian from Maui who are going to these 501c3 incorporated churches, you should get out of there and never go back. Okay? The so-called Negros, Latinos, Americans, and speckled birds. You who are worshiping this volcano crap should stop doing these things. I heard that there's a lot of Mexicans living in Hawaii as well. Okay, give me a minute. I want to go to... I got to write this down because the Spirit moved me to read it. That was verse 13. Give me a minute. Slakia, I'm writing something. Okay, I want to go to 3 John, chapter 1, verse 4. I have no greater joy than to hear that my children walk in truth. Well, unfortunately, that doesn't happen. Not in this wicked world. If you're not called in the name of Yahweh Shin Yahweh Shai, you will not know what truth is, because truth is only given from the Father to the Son, Yahweh Shai. Okay? It's not what the Edomites say. It's not what Edomite school teaches. And it's not what the 501c3 incorporated churches teach about the Bible. Okay? So that's the way this game is played. I want to go to Deuteronomy. Give me a minute. Chapter 5, verse 29. Oh, that there were such an heart of mine in them, that they would fear me and keep all my commandments always, that it might be well with them and with their children forever. See? So, since the Hawaiians and Maui, the so-called Negros, Latinos, American speckled birds, started going into these atheists and pagan gods and holidays, okay? And the Edomites in power know this, because when you go to the 501c3 incorporated churches, you are actually consenting to sin, to the crime. Okay? So you're going to their churches. In case you didn't know that. Ephesians chapter 6. Give me a minute. I'm looking for it. Chapter 6, verse 4. Yeah. And ye, fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nature and admiration of Yahweh. Well, when you don't know the truth, it's all lovey. But when you learn the truth, believe me, I went through it. You will provoke them. Because whatever comes out of your mouth that has to do with truth, they're not going to receive it if they're not called. Even when they're your own children and you're raising them up. Because they're going to the Edomite school, they're going to the Edomite churches, and you're surrounded by your own family that promotes those things. Right? And remember that they're questioning also if the children's have been taken, right, into child trafficking. Okay? Because that's where they're going the items to do. That movie Sound of Freedom talks about it. And they made it loud and clear that America is #1 in child trafficking. Okay? I'm going to leave it with Deuteronomy chapter 6. Give me a minute. Verse 6. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in their hearts, in their mind. Verse 7. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sitst in their house, and when thou walkst by the way, and when thou layest down, and when thou rest up. See? We're supposed to teach our children the truth, who they are, who we are, and who is the true God of Israel. Right? But because we were not taught, and we turn our back to Yahweh Shem Yahushua and give him the finger, well, the tables now turn. And look what's happening. It's not pretty. The good news is that the children will come back into the new kingdom of heaven when that day comes. But the wicked Edomites, they're going to come back into slavery for 1,000 years. And then after that, extermination by fire. Since you love burning things so much, if it's true that you were the one who did it. And the fingers are pointing to you, right? You do brag about the technology that you do have, right? So, with that, before I forget, I hope it was edifying, and with that I'll say, Shalom.